Hello, welcome to my weekly update. I'm not in a good place this week. I am right where I have been all week, which is in bed. I really haven't even thought up anything I wanted to discuss this week because I'll just forget it anyway. So I thought I would talk a little bit about where I am with Lyme disease, and then also the financial impact that complex chronic illness has had on my life. And that's without even addressing the Lyme disease yet. So, no one knows this about me. Like, I've hidden it, I've pushed through it. I don't complain. My family has no idea how advanced this disease is with me. Even I was honestly rather clueless until recently, and I'm learning that, a lot of these symptoms that I have are pretty advanced for Neuro Lyme. This past week has been awful. The fatigue is absolutely crippling. I got 11 hours, 12 hours sleep last night, 3 cups of coffee just to make this thing, and I'm still in bed. So it's not even really like I had to set up much or work or do much of anything to record this. I just, I can't function. Pain is getting really bad. It's kind of all over my body. I'm having nerve issues, like cold spots that kind of come and go in different places. My GI tract simply is not working anymore. So things are not moving the way that they should. And from what I understand, that is also nerve damage. It's incredibly painful. So Neuro Lyme means that it's in my brain. If I don't get treatment, it could develop into a degenerative disease and potentially take my life. And no one in my life knows that. They don't understand, and I didn't understand just how advanced this disease was with me. And I think part of it with me was not wanting to admit it to myself. Because, when I first found out I had Lyme disease, it was like I was so glad I had an answer. I had no idea what I was getting into, Spending 20 years in the medical system being misdiagnosed and not knowing what was wrong with you. By the time you figure it out, you're just grateful you have an answer. But, the hard part is that your answer means that it could be potentially a lifelong thing. Treatment is going to make me worse than I am right now, and I'm in pretty bad shape right now. I'm seeing things that aren't there. My vision's getting blurry, and parts of it'll be blurry, parts of it will not be. I'll have like lines across my entire field of vision, or floaters, or pink dots, yellow dots. Like it's pretty bad. It hasn't gotten to the point again where I'm having like coordination issues really, or some of the nervous system stuff, although it is kind of getting, building up to that point. Like I'm having really bad stress intolerance, and just little things will get me to the fight or flight mode, like that. And it's awful. It's absolutely awful. And there's this whole political thing going on with Lyme disease right now, and it's really good to see that happening. I don't care what political party is doing it. Having a political opinion doesn't change this, and for the love of God, just get it done. I don't care who wants to take credit for it. People need help. And what's so awful is I want to talk a little bit about the financial impact that my healthcare has had on me. And I'm only going to talk about like 2018 till about like 2021. So just a few years really, not that long, maybe 2022. I spent easily, my medical expenses were easily within the 6-figure range, like if not over that, and that's really hard to come up with when you can't work. I relied on my partner to really pay the lion's share of that. And, I hated having to do that. But now I sit here, I found out about the Lyme disease like 2021, 2022, somewhere in there. I've had to self-treat because I can't afford to see a Lyme literate doctor. I can't afford any of the expensive treatments, so I'm using herbal protocols and things like that. And while it's effective, it's also incredibly scary to have to manage such an awful disease on your own with no real medical training. So it's potentially really scary, but it's what I'm going to have to do. You know, I've reached a point where I can't afford my medical care, period, anymore. I can't afford my hormone replacement therapy or my thyroid replacement stuff. I'm months behind on rent, and the idea of facing homelessness while trying to manage this disease that has literally debilitated me to the point where I'm stuck in bed every day is terrifying, but it is my reality right now. You know, because I've got to treat. I don't have a choice. I have to do something. Like, I can't keep letting it go this route. My memory is getting just so bad, you know. And if I don't treat, people die from Lyme disease when they don't treat. So I need to manage that. Anyway, I think that's it for this week. I'm sure I'm forgetting stuff, but you know what? That's just been my week. So it sucks that this disease is like this. You know, you'll have it for a long period of time and you'll push through and you'll ignore it. You'll learn to work around things, and then eventually it catches up to you and you end up like this. And then you have to go through treatment where I'm going to get 10 times worse before I even start to get better. So yeah, I'll be sharing all of that as well. So all right, thank you for joining me. Take care. Bye.